Hello, and welcome to Ethics and Corporate Social Responsibility. I'm your Professor John Harvey, and this week you guys are working on Module 6 and reading Chapter 5. So hopefully everyone's getting used to the routine and caught up. I know I got a little aggressive with my grading, so some of you guys were a little worried. Like, hey, wait a second, I haven't responded to everybody in the discussion boards, and don't worry, I'll get that fixed. Yeah, I was trying to get caught up on the grading, and so I'll be sending out a couple notices for each of the modules here so you guys can get the feedback on those modules specifically. And I'll make sure and fix any sort of grading issues. So, but I wanted to get caught up and have you guys, understand where you are in the class in terms of your grades and, the expectations, and we can start having those interactions on assignments. So that seems to be going well. Last thing I want to bring up, or second to last thing, this textbook, as we're looking at it, this is a good example of a textbook where you want to be very careful and evaluate what you're reading. It's very easy when we read a book to be convinced of what they're saying, and especially in a textbook where they're making a very compelling case for something. But I want you to just take it with a grain of salt and kind of evaluate it for what it is. This chapter is a great example. And in the PowerPoint slides, you're going to see that there's this kind of Friedman versus Handy kind of thing. One says one says the other, which is right, So this is interesting because Friedman, has done an awful lot of writing and interviews and all this kind of stuff. And Handy has this textbook. And so to kind of put those two together, I want you to understand that this book is definitely leaning towards Handy's perspective on corporate social responsibility. So know that Friedman is bringing the counterexample, but we're only getting a small portion of that. If I were to try and balance the material out, I would have a book from Friedman and a book from Handy. But what we've got is the textbook from Handy and a few quotes and pieces from Friedman. So that just gives you an idea of kind of where this is leaning. And that's something to be aware of as you're kind of evaluating this stuff. Always good to kind of get perspective and get understanding. With a class like this, just want you to be careful to really evaluate everything that you're reading and assigning. Personally, I really enjoy it when you guys have these discussion boards and you bring up counter examples and counter thoughts and say, hey, what about this? Or, what about that? And, that shows me that you're really kind of putting in the thought into the course and into the questions. And so you don't always have to be contrary by any stretch, but it just, I like to see that you guys are interacting with the material and kind of evaluating it, not just taking it blindly as, hey, this is a textbook, and so this is the truth, So just a caution here. Hopefully that helps you guys understand a little bit where I'm at with this thing, and also how you can kind of look at this book and get just an open mind from it. All right, guys, next week I'm going to be traveling for work, and so I won't be doing a video. I may have a short announcement or something just to kind of remind you, but I'll still be working, still be grading and all of that. Since I'm traveling, it doesn't make sense to shoot videos. So with that, guys, have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.